Hello to the good people. Good morning. Oh, good morning. What a week, honey. Hello, everybody from the YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everybody. I am Miss Tia. Over here on this channel, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, make sure you subscribe. I talk podcasts. I talk stuff from I do a podcast. We do entertainment views. We do what else? All kind of stuff. Anyway, subscribe if you haven't. Today, oh my God, it's amazing. I'm at my black job. Don't get it twisted. I'm at my black job. Thank you for the people that I'm at my black job. If you don't got a job, go and get you one. It's good for the soul. You know, I was watching some people this week, and I realized a lot of people, don't have a job. Too much time on their hands. Speaking of, Tokyo Toni need a black job. She got too much time on her hands. I saw her talking crazy this week about Dr. Martin Luther King. It was weird. It was like, you got too much time on your hand. You need a job. Some people just need a job. I'm sorry. Listen, hello everyone. Once again, I'm Miss Tia. This week, it was good. Kendrick Lamar put out the trailer. He put out the trailer talking about how his NFL Super Bowl performance is still fourth. We headed fourth, right? He also showed that he may have guests, which I thought was interesting. I felt like Kendrick could do it by himself. He don't really need anybody. But, he don't give me the selfish type. He give me the type that he would share his platform with others. And I think he's done that for a long time throughout his career. So when you watch the what it's called, the flyer, the video talking about, hey, I'm coming, SZA made an appearance. She made an appearance. So that kind of clarified that she would be one of the guests. Also, if you saw in the back of the video, which I saw this from another content creator, I don't know your name, but I saw this. They were showing how the men that was marching could have been Tyler. Tyler Chromacobia. He symbolized that kind of army kind of vet type of thing in the back if you saw the men walking. So I was like, wow, that do make sense. Could Kendrick Lamar be creating another pop-out moment on the NFL stage? You never know. I'm excited. I cannot wait. I'm also excited about Jalen Hurts. I met Jalen Hurts when he was at the University of Alabama, so great guy. I didn't have a team, but when I thought about it, as close as we getting, I'm hoping that the Eagles make it through now. Since I thought about Jalen Hurts on the Eagles, I'm hoping that he get through. So I think I would be rooting for the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, real sweet guy. I remember waiting outside the classroom for him to take a picture and even talk to him. Very sweet, very nice, open. He really is what you see. So I had the experience to meet him myself, and he really is that guy. What else? The Grammys coming up February 2nd. I'm very excited about the Grammys. I am a Beyonce stan, but I don't believe Beyonce would get Album of the Year. A lot of people keep saying Taylor Swift. I'm not even rooting for Taylor. My favorite, and I hope she win. I'm a Beyonce stan now, but my favorite person who I hope win is Billie Eilish. I hope Billie Eilish win Album of the Year. I think Hit Me Hard Soft was a great album. It's one to put in your Rolodex and listen to. It's a great album. Who else? Which Beyonce, she's in the dance category. She's in the electronic album category and the, I think it's a traditional category, which I don't see this latest album being any of that, but Beyonce deserves any award because she's fucking Beyonce, right? Beyonce, I like the last album, Cowboy Carter, but I didn't like it. I like it live. I think most of those songs from that album, when you heard them live, it sound much better than the studio version. Even with the song with her and can't think of the goddamn right now, man. It was a lot of cursing in that song to me, but it sounded better when she performed it for the Christmas Super Bowl type of thing, right? It sounded much better. So I think the album sound much better live, performance-wise. So maybe she should get something with performance. You know, Beyonce always dominate in that area. Performance, dance, she always dominate there. So maybe she should win a Grammy when it comes to that. Kendrick Lamar, best rap song, rap album, performance, which I think is great. You know me, I'm a stan of Kendrick Lamar. I think he should win everything. I think Doechii is over there too with something. I think she should win. And the other rappers, I can't see it. I don't know. I can't see it. I can't see it. Bruno Mars popped out this week, which was strange. For some reason, when they want to push some kind of narrative, they always bring Bruno Mars from the dead. Have you noticed? So him and Sexy Red popped out this week with something called Fat, Wet, and Juicy. Fat, Juicy, and Wet. Crazy. Aren't we over that era? Is it me? But aren't we over that era? You know, we're in the moment now where it got to make sense. We're in the moment of what's going on, Marvin Gaye moment. We're in that moment, right? Because a lot of people are very on edge, not knowing which way to go, what to think, and looking for leaderships. And I think we're over this fat, juicy, and wet moment. That's when the tides were high and the money was in, honey. But now we're in a moment where every moment is calculated. We got to pay attention to every moment and every detail. And I think this was not the time for the Bruno Mars moment. I'm sorry. Hated it. And Sexy Red, once again, she was reprimanded by Bernice King, which was needed. I am the auntie that I don't like to party with my nieces and nephews. I get my cousins and my nieces and they always say, well, you said when we get old enough, you was going to party with us. No, I don't want to party with you. I'm your aunt. I want to maintain the respect and the in the position where I get to give great advice. If I start partying with you, then I will become the person that's with you, your ally, your competition, your friend. And I'm not your friend. I'm your aunt. And I'm supposed to hold myself in a different status, in a different position. And I wanted to talk about that this morning because I get that a lot. I get a lot of people who don't want to move into their positions of, let's say, authorities, let's say generation. You know, you need to be a grandmother now. You know, some of you girls are grandmothers. Stand in that. That's a superior position. So I really like that I'm an auntie. I love that my niece and nephews can call me and say, what do you think about this? And I love to be in that spot where I can give them great advice. I don't want to be their friend. So they get on to me a lot. They say, why are you not partying with us? My niece she told me one time, she said, I'm having a party, come over. No, I don't want to come to your party. It's not that I don't love you. It's just that you do things that I don't do, and I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable in your moment. Have fun. Happy birthday. I love you. But I want to stay your auntie because I want respect. I demand it. So if I stay in this position as an aunt, you will always have to respect me in that position, right? So when you see the Bernice King reprimanding Sexy Red, I thought it was only right. I thought Sexy Red was out of order for using Dr. Martin Luther King once again at a photo op moment. It was a humiliation type of thing, you know, like Bernice said, my father done so much for his people, actually losing his life. For what he believed in. And a lot of people have different views about, well, he led people into a burning building. It doesn't matter. A lot of you guys, you wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't even take an elder to the grocery store, let alone lose your life behind what you think is a great cause. So no matter what you guys out there, and I'm hearing a lot of people talk real crazy about Dr. Martin Luther King, he still did it. He did something that a lot of you guys wouldn't do, right? So he deserves respect. No matter how I feel about it, he deserves respect because he lost his life to a group of people who don't even value their life. And it's something to think about. And I think we need to have more conversations around it. No matter how you think about it, no matter your religion, no matter your race, no matter whatever, this man sacrificed his family and his life to do what he thought was right in the moment. It's very few you guys would do that. So, Bernice, Dr. Bernice King, let's apologize on the behalf of the young black women of today. They don't have aunties to hold them in that place of respect. It's very rare that the young women now are taught respect. You can tell by watching them, right? Look at them. Look at some of the things they do. So you kind of question, how was the growing up in the home, right? And I know some of us get older and we start living our life on our own, but don't forget this. No matter how you grow up and you leave your mom nest, it still will show what you was taught there. So even though I have left my mom's home, right, with my mom and dad, I still take the values and the traditions and the knowledge and the teaching that my mother taught me. So when I see my elders, it's only right for me to say, yes, ma'am, no, sir, you know? And I know it's different regions too, because if you were in the West Coast, you even talk different from the South or from the East. A lot of people are taught different, but where I'm from in the South, we always say, yes, ma'am, no, sir. We always honored and respected those who was older than us. So now you see the young women of today, and it makes you wonder, like, how was the teaching in the home? See, these are the type of topics and the stuff that we don't like to talk about, but it's real. This happens. So when I look at the young women of the day and I look at them and I say, okay, you may have found yourself that way, but also if it was a great foundation there, it would seek out also. So you can kind of see that it's not. Let's move on. I done gave Sexy Red too much time, but Sexy Red is my niece. I'm not down on her. She's my niece. If I get to talk to her one day, I would love to be able to just talk to her from a auntie position and say, you deserve to respect yourself, others, and make sure they do that to you too. Okay, let's move on. Did you guys see, let's do some political. Did you guys see the Trump and the Bishop the other day? Did you guys think it was right for her to speak political over the pulpit? This is just my opinion, honey. But I thought the bishop was out of order. I thought that it was not the right time. You know, you have to be careful. Speaking of President Trump, no matter what you think about him, he's the president. And you have to find a place where you have to start respecting authorities. It's just what it is. I think we got a bad problem with that, and that's something to think about. But as I was watching it, I felt like even though the bishop felt like she was doing something in that moment that was right, I understand, but you also have to take the right moment. And I don't think it was the right moment for her to have at that moment. I don't know if she was going after a Nestor moment or what, but I don't think it was the right time. I think President Trump is in the moment where everyone is watching, all of his enemies. So if he don't stick and stand on what he walked himself into saying that he was going to do, everybody is watching. And if he don't stay on the course, he can be considered weak, or he could be considered a prey. So to be honest with you, as much as it's cringeworthy and everybody's in fear, everybody's watching. And if anything, pray for your leaders. Oh, we know we have these godly people behind. Pray. Yeah, pray. The bishop talked about how she wanted him to have mercy on some of his ideas that he wanted to change. I wanted to say this to the people who are dealing with their enemies and stuff like this. You also have to have mercy too. It would have been great if the bishop would have said, you know, people of America, this is the time for you to pray for your leader, no matter if you like him or not, no matter if you like him or not. This being a bishop, right? This is being a bishop. This is not me, project girl in the streets. You know, my enemy is forever. But being the bishop, right? This was the time for her to calm the people as well. And I don't think she took the right moment to even speak to the people. It's so crazy. Everybody want Trump to turn the other cheek and turn the blind eye, as they say. But where was the love when everyone was trying to take him out? This was the time for the bishops to stand up and speak for, okay, even if we don't feel the same in views, let's all pray and stand in the gap for one another at this time. You gotta show equal all around when you in certain positions. I had a talk with a friend of mine about this, but you really do. When you are bishop, pastor, any person of that kind of high authority, you really can't have a side. You really don't supposed to show a side, especially in the public. You really have to show like a like you in the middle of what's you just saying what you feel is right. And you can't really show a side. And like I think a lot of people are showing their hands and a side, which is very strange when you in certain positions. I even found that Jamal Bryant's position this week was very questionable. I think he was very ruthless with him leading so many people. Why would he speak so reckless about a Snoop Dogg, a Nelly? No matter how he felt, Dr. Jamal Bryant, I didn't think that national platform was for you to crucify that way. I may be wrong, but this is my channel and I'm saying my opinion. But being in leadership, you have to be careful, because a lot of people who follows you blindly would take on your fight unknowingly. And I thought it was not professional. It wasn't great for Jamal Bryant to share his open thoughts that he should keep behind his closed doors on a big platform, because he has so many people following him blindly. Because a lot of people who's under these leaderships, ministers, bishops, a lot of these people are not thinkers. They don't think for themselves. They look to their bishops and pastors and stuff to tell them what to do. And you have to be careful that you don't send out the wrong signal, and it will cause a disturbance into the communities. So I'm questioning and I'm worried about Jamal Bryant's position. Too many people holding positions are not thinking about the masses. Something to think about. So when you are people of that status on a bishop, even me, I have to be careful how I speak on my platforms, because a lot of people look up to what I think and what I'm saying, right? How I'm feeling, because a lot of people are looking to hold on to an opinion because they don't have one. So you really have to be very careful being a content creator, being people of that status, because a lot of people depend on your thought to direct them. So a lot of times I want to really get up and say what I really feel. I also have to be careful, because you do have the people who follow blindly. And we have to go into these jobs. We have to go into the workforce. We have to live into these communities. And if you pick up the wrong ideology, you can destroy yourself and a lot of people. Okay. How many minutes I got? 10 minutes. So I can't stay long. But I wanted to come today just to talk about some of those key things that poked at me this week, and how I wouldn't say dangerous, but how important that when you are a content creator, a leader, your position is so important. People are hanging on your every word. So you have to be careful that you don't lead people into the wrong position. Okay, let's move on. The Eric Adams and the Tucker Carlson interview, interesting. Go over. If you haven't went to the Tucker Carlson show, go over. I tell people all the time, stop watching one thing. Watch stuff that's out of your norm. Go and look and see other people's opinion, because it's very important to understand where people are coming from. You want to see everyone's vision and how they think. It kind of helps you to handle and deal with people. Right? So I eased on over to see the Eric Adams and the Tucker Carlson interview. And it was interesting. Eric Adams, I don't know if this is his whistleblowing moment, but it was interesting to see behind the scenes of why did he allow such things in New York at the time. He talked about how he complained. He said, I complained over and over about some of the things that was going on. And he said, I was hit on the hand and even told, you're not a good Democrat. So he talked about that. And I thought about this. I said, did his complaining cause him to have a indictment down on him? Which is interesting. Right now, go over. I don't want to go too far into the interview, but that was just something that stuck out to me. He said he complained. He wasn't happy and satisfied of some of the things that was going on. And he felt like he was held on a stake for complaining. So go over and look at the interview. You may like it. The DEI situation. A lot of people are in fear of the diversity, equity, inclusion, fair job, fair treatment on the job for people. I want to say this to the hood, because these are the only people I can talk to. You're a different kind of black, okay? You get on that job and you hush your mouth. Don't get caught up in this other stuff. You get on that job, and when it's time to clock in, you hush your mouth and clock in, because you got to feed your family. Now, some of this stuff is hidden people that's in bigger positions than you are. So sometimes it's better for the streets to just get low. You know, we get low. We just gonna get low. This was good. The fires in California. I got 3 minutes. I gotta go. I was watching Trump last night. He sat down at the round table with the people of California, and he was talking about the fires, and he was very adamant about he wasn't so happy with, once again, government. He felt like they were failures. I don't understand. Listen, I'm watching. Listen, we watching as we pray, right? But it was interesting for him to, all of his words, to come back to being what he's been saying all along. We have to clean up, and why isn't any water? This is what I want to talk about. I gotta go. A lot of people was complaining about the no insurance, right? But when you look at it, the no insurance went into play because of the cities did not do right to keep the people insured. So if anybody should be mad, I think you should be mad at the people of California. They did not do what was right by the insurance company. What did they not do? They didn't have water. They didn't keep water. And even if you're an insurance company or whoever you are, everybody have a way to insure. You have to keep this law of you have to provide so much for me to insure your property. So the city did not provide the water, which caused the insurance to buckle and run because they didn't keep their end of the bargain, which is crazy. So I think the people of California should be mad at the people of California. Crazy, huh? He even talked about how he was going to open up some of the old planes that provided water in the ladder. He's going to open some of those things back up, which is good. You know who make me question now? I saw Ben Crump at a meeting. You know, he makes me nervous. Pink crumps make me nervous. And a lot of the men, the people that have color, was crying. Maybe because they wasn't insured and they don't have the money to rebuild and they're going to lose anything. So Ben Crump is there to do what? Sue the city of California for not holding their end of the bargain? That's something to note when the people rebuild. This was good. Y'all pay attention. I tell the hood, as well as we pray, keep watching, honey. It's crazy out there. Listen, stay low, stay out the way, and do what's right. If you ever feel lonely, depressed, don't know how you're going to make it, bitch, get a job. I see y'all later. Bye.